Hello, welcome to the Roy Rogers News Channel. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, today we're going to dive into the OU Seasonals, the World Destroyer Legend, General Thread. And this is the final tournament in this seasonal series for Sunday, December 19th of 2021. And the prizes are, and this is the very first time in Roy Rogers News history, where all three contestants get a shiny in an official tournament. So, the first pick for the shiny. So, if you win first place, and you get to pick what shiny you want, and then the second place person gets the second pick of whichever shiny wasn't picked by the first person, and the third person will get the remaining shiny. So, this is a pretty unique tournament concept. I've never covered this particular tournament concept before in Roy Rogers News, but I thought it'd be interesting to cover. Alright. And Lovren is fighting GB Weed for the semi-finals. So, let's go ahead and take a look and see what this tournament has to offer. And I've done a fair amount of competitive analysis on some of these Pokemon here, so it's nice to see these Pokemon in action. Alright. There we go. So, question. I'm not too sure which Rotom has Choice Specs or Choice Scarf to Trick, or I'm not too sure which Rotom has the leftovers Will-O-Wisp combination. Not too sure, but we'll see later in the match. Alright. There we go. And Lovren and GB Weed are currently thinking right now. There we go. Now, is this Rotom Wash Choice Specs? Or is this Rotom Wash the Will-O-Wisp variant? Alright. Ooh! Hidden Power Ice! Nice. There we go. I've seen some Hidden Power Ice Rotoms going around lately, so it's pretty unique. Rotom Wash. Alright. And I'm not too sure if this particular Rotom Wash is going to switch, or if this Rotom Wash is going to do Will-O-Wisp. Or if this Rotom Wash is going to continue doing Hidden Power Ice, so that way this Garchomp gets knocked out. Not too sure which route this Rotom Wash wants to go in, but let's see. Alright, there's Ferrothorn. Now Ferrothorn is going to take a neutral hit. There we go. I'm not too sure if this Ferrothorn is going to do Stealth Rock, or if it's going to be doing Power Whip. But my assumption is that Rotom Wash may want to switch. There we go. Perfect. I would have switched too if I was Rotom Wash. Oh, nice. Spikes. I've seen some Ferrothorn variants run Spikes and Stealth Rock. The only main concern that I have about running both is that there are a lot of defoggers and rapid spinners these days. So you would have to set up everything all over again. That's the only main concern I have, but I know a fair amount of people that are right with stacking up hazards. Alright. So far there are 2 layers of spikes. Lovren can be able to lay 1 more layer of spikes if he so chooses. There we go, and the other Ferrothorn did knock off, and now there are 3 layers of spikes, and that Rotom Wash better have defog. Just Throwing that out there. Rotom Wash or Crobat. Now, this particular Ferrothorn, the one to the right, I should say, has the move Knockoff, which is really clever because you knock off the Shed Shell. Too bad that GB Weed doesn't have a Magnezone because this is a perfect trapping opportunity. Alright. What's so funny is that both opponents are expecting each other to switch out. So, I like the war of attrition. There we go. I was trying to remember the phrase, but yeah, it's a little early in the morning, so I'm still trying to get myself up a little bit. Alright. There we go. Let me go and close the door here. There we go. I hope you can hear me a little better. That's why I close my door, so that way you hear my voice a little better in my room. So. What I like about my studio here, or my real life studio here, is that the floor is carpeted, meaning that my sound is absorbed. That's what I like about the studio here. I know some people, when they live someplace, they have to put foam around their room, or soundproofing, I should say, so you can be able to absorb the sound a little better. Alright, so Lovren and GB Weed, they're really doing a war of attrition right now. They're doing each seed here. There we go. GB Weed is trying to etch out just a little bit with that Bullet Seed. GB Weed is at least trying to etch out that Ferrothorn. Now, who's going to win the war of attrition? Well, we'll find out later. Now, if I had to guess why Lovren is taking so much time, it's probably because he's punching in a bunch of calculations. Either that, or I'm not too sure if his internet is doing alright. There we go. Now, if I were Lovren, I would have ran Stealth Rock, but that's personal choice. So there we go. Alright, at turn number 14. There we go. GB Weed has won the War of Attrition. Congrats for GB Weed on winning the War of Attrition there. Although, I should note that most of Gyarados' moves can't really address Ferrothorn per se. I know that there's a variant of Gyarados that has either Substitute or Taunt, and that should slow down the Ferrothorn a little bit. There we go. Now we're back to the War of Attrition. Alright. Turn number 14. Gyarados made a brief appearance. But now we're right back to the Ferrothorn v Ferrothorn caging here. Ah, Gengar. Gengar was my very first competitive analysis episode. Ah, good times. Oh yeah, I know some people might be asking about Nasty Plot Substitute and how you can be able to run that. Classic Nasty Plot set, you can modify that a little bit so you can fit Nasty Plot and Substitute. There we go. Oh, this is the Trick Gar. Nice. So this is probably... Oh? Nice. Alright, the Choice Scarf. There we go. This is This is Gengar set number 2, I think, in the commons. The most common variant for Gengar. So, yeah, man. Kind of nice to see the Pokemon that you talk about in the competitive analysis series be featured here in the tournament. But yeah, most of these Pokemon I have yet to do a competitive analysis series on. So yeah, alright. Alright, that Rotom Wash is a bulky leftovers one. Rotom Wash can go either way. Rotom Wash can be a bulky leftovers, or it can be a... There we go. Could be a bulky leftovers variant with Will-O-Wisp, or it can be a choice scarf variant with Trick. So, Rotom can be ran in any way you want it to be ran. Alright. I wonder if somebody in GB Weed's team has Defog. Because, man, that'd be painful to have to go on those spikes. Loverin is trying to predict GB Weed switching, but he's not going to switch. Alright. Man. Alright. Now, Crobat can run Brave Bird. That'd be really scary if Crobat did that against Gengar. Is there anyone in... I don't think there's anyone in GB Weed's team that has Heal Bell. I don't think Crobat can learn Heal Bell, can it? Beauty of having a complete stacks. Let me just put this on the side here so that way I don't intrude on the tutor. Oh, nice. Focus Blast, didn't really do much. Okay. And there's no Heal Bell, so... Oh man, that's sad. Alright. Wait. Oh yeah, that Crobat has a Choice Scarf, since Gengar tricked it on Crobat. Alright. Spikes and Stealth Rock. Defog incoming. If I were GB Weed, I would be setting up that defog right now. There we go, perfect. Alright, there we go. Now, is this Garchomp mixed? And the reason why I ask that is because if this Gengar... Or, not Gengar. If this Garchomp is mixed, then he can probably do a Fire Blast or Flamethrower on that Ferrothorn. If he does go into Ferrothorn. Either that or... Let's see. The big question. Is this Garchomp mixed? If it is, then man, Fire Blast or Flamethrower is gonna hurt. Something tells me that Garchomp Probably not next. Alright. Now what move does this Gyarados have? Does it have Taunt or Substitute? Because this Gyarados has to predict the Leech Seed coming through. There we go, Substitute. Nice. Oh man. Alright. Now, Lovren can either do Substitute or he can switch. Let's see here. Alright. Okay. Ooh. Jiwi's been really lucky with that Bullet Seed. It's been breaking Gyarados' subs every turn. Wow. That's quite impressive. I think Lovren is really hoping for that Substitute not to break. Now we're back to the War of Attrition. If you love Ferrothorn v Ferrothorn War of Attrition, this is a perfect opportunity for that particular scenario to occur. Alright. Man. Matches like this sometimes make you wish that one of your opponents has a Magnezone. Oh. Sometimes you just wish one of your opponents has a Magnezone. Say one of those Ferrothorns gets knocked out. Alright. But if you like the War of Attrition, then maybe you don't want one of your opponents to have Magnezone. Alright. Alright. I know that some people probably might ask me to do a competitive analysis on Ferrothorn sometime. I could do that, but for now, I have 2 or 3 scripts that are currently being cooked up right now, so... But I might consider Ferrothorn for a later episode. Does GB-Weed have Gyro Ball? Not sure if he does. This is a perfect Gyro Ball opportunity. Alright, this is the very first knockout. Turn number 39. Has been the very first knockout here. Now, Rotom is, I think, about to do Defog before it checks out. Is there going to be a Power Whip? Oh, man. Alright. Lovren is gaining a little bit of some ground here. But can GB-Weed take back some ground? There's Cofagrigus. Alright, Cofagrigus is a really interesting tool. I should do a competitive analysis on that sometime. Alright. Question. Does Lovren have a Cleric nearby? If not, then Ferrothorn is going to feel the pain of that burn. Ferrothorn v. Ferrothorn. We are once again in the war of attrition. In a world without Magnezone. Man. You have two Ferrothorns just staring at each other. Alright. I like the way how Lovren's Garchomp and Ferrothorn work hand in hand, where the Ferrothorn does spikes and Gyarados, or not Gyarados, but Garchomp does the Stealth Rocks. I like that. But what I'm going to say is this. If this Garchomp is mixed, it should run Fire Blast. Trying to be very careful as to what I say here because it's early in the morning, so I need to take a bit of some time to think about my wording here. So, there we go. Okay. No, it's GB Weed's Ferrothorn have Gyro Ball? That's the big question. And I don't know the answer to that question. No, Gengar can probably do sub, if it has sub. Actually, most Gengars these days have sub. But this Gengar variant is a trick variant. So, yeah, I think what Gengar should do, or what Lovren's Gengar should do at least, I think he should trick that Black Sludge onto Ferrothorn, so that way Ferrothorn doesn't recover every time. Black Sludge damage can add up. Unless Lovren wants to recover with Gengar every turn. That works too. There we go, perfect. Yep, I would have done the same thing. Alright. Now, what I think Gengar should do, or what Lovren... Well, actually, I'm not too sure if Gengar wants to do Focus Blast on the way out. I mean, yeah, I guess he can. Or if he wants to keep Gengar. But I don't see why he would want to do that. Because Weavile's on the field, and I think Gengar has really kind of worn out its usability here. Alright. Unless he wants to take one more shot at keeping Gengar around. Alright. One more turn where Ferrothorn gets some negative chip damage from that Black Sludge. Nice. Lovren, little piece of advice. Garchomp needs Fire Blast. Otherwise, you're going to have Ferrothorn issues. Alright, just thought I'd throw that out there. I do have a question. I'm genuinely curious. I wonder what the Dragonite in the team is for. Is that Dragonite choice... Is it a choice band Dragonite? I've seen a fair amount of those in PvP these days. Or is it a Heal Bell Cleric? I've seen those too, but they're very rare. The Heal Bell Dragonites. Alright. Ooh. Alright, now there are 3 layers of spikes. Lovren wanted to get his hazards through, and he did. And now there's no Pokemon to wipe away those hazards, because Rotom Wash got knocked out, Crobat got knocked out, assuming that Crobat had Defog. So, Yeah, both defoggers on GB Weed's side have been knocked out. And now we're back to the war of attrition. Please tell me that the war of attrition is going to conclude sometime soon. I'm not saying it for my sake, because I enjoy watching this fight, but I know that a fair amount of my audience here, I know some people like to get to the conclusion of the fight, so there we go. But this fight is pretty interesting. I like how this fight is coming out. Alright. I like how this fight is, how it's being orchestrated here. There we go. There we go. Let's go ahead and hopefully you don't hear an alarm. You don't hear the alarm. All right. That Garchomp's a dead Garchomp. Alright. Now, question. Is the Rotom... How much health does Rotom Wash have? Rotom Wash has 68%. I think it could survive an Icicle Spear, implying that Weavile's Choice Band. Alright. Now we're about to see what that Dragonite is made of. Now, is this Dragonite the Choice Band variant? Hopefully it has extreme speed. Otherwise, if it doesn't, then Dragonite's going to be in a world of hurt. Because Weavile is one of the 4 horsemen in OU. In terms of Speed Wars, it's the second horseman. Number 1 is Jolteon, but number 2 is Weavile, so... Weavile is the number 2. I should do a competitive analysis on Jolteon. Then I could make a playlist that has all 4 of the horsemen. Alright. Anyways. Let me know down in the comments below about what OU Pokemon you would like me to do a video on, and I can try to reach out to my proofreaders and see what we can do about it. Alright. Tell me that... Ooh. I think GB Weed's thinking right now. Dragonite already knows what move it wants. Weavile, I'm not too sure if GB Weed knows what he wants to do here. I'm not too sure if GB Weed wants to switch out or if he wants to do something with Weavile. That Weavile could be Choice Band, which is why I think GB Weed's thinking a little bit. Because this Weavile could be Choice Banded, and that means that he's just stuck in Icicle Spear. And the reason why that's bad is because Weavile would probably like to do... Isn't Extreme Speed like +5 priority? I think it's like +5. So I think it's going to always go first, if I remember correctly. Quote me on that. Alright, there we go. Now this Dragonite, if it's Choice Band, is going to switch. I mean, it has to switch, because it's going to be locked on Choice Band. The most common variant of Dragonite these days is Choice Band. There we go. But yeah, I see GB Weed making a comeback in the tournament fight right now. But GB Weed, he's been in these scenarios before. I've covered him a few years ago. Back when he fought tournaments here. Jigglyweed's been in these positions before, and he was able to squirm out of them, so... There we go, there's that Gengar. Now, is Gengar going to be doing Shadow Ball? I mean, it can. Or is Lovren going to do Focus Blast, anticipating Weavile to come in? That's the big question, and I don't know what the answer to that question is. I mean, I don't know if Gengar is going to be doing Sludge Bomb or... There we go. There's Garchomp. I like the way how people just like to pair up Gengar and Garchomp together. That Garchomp, I'm not too sure if it's Choice... Yeah, it's Choice Scarf. That's Choice Scarf right there. Because Garchomp doesn't outspeed Gengar. That's how you know that it's a Choice Scarf. It's the fact that Garchomp normally doesn't outspeed Gengar. Extreme speed incoming. Be careful. You might want to go into Cofagrigus right now. Alright. Now we're back to Koffa. Alright. I see a potential Will-O-Wisp. Either Will-O-Wisp or Hex. Although I like the way how GB-Weed kind of squared his opponent in a trap. This is really clever of GB-Weed. So essentially, if Dragonite goes into Ferrothorn, then... What happened? Oh! Oh? Oh! I thought this Dragonite was choice banded. Oh, Life Orb variant. Huh. Alright. Although in the next turn, Dragonite should be knocked out here because Life Orb recoil, but there we go. I like the way how Lovren just anticipated Weavile, but Weavile didn't occur. Alright. Let's see, how much health does Weavile have? Yeah, GB won this. It's over. GB won this. Watch. GB-Weed's going to hit this Ferrothorn. Well, there we go. Yep. Yep, GB-Weed won it. Game over. There we go. Congrats for GB-Weed. You won the semifinal match. There we go. And I'm going to be right back for the final match. And actually, we need to wait for the losers fight. And whoever wins the losers fight is going to progress to the finals fight. So we're going to be right back. Please stay tuned to the Roy Rogers News Channel for further tournament coverage. Alright, there we go. We are back. Alright, we are back for the start of the first fight. Well, the first fight of the losers round 6. So this is the final round of the losers bracket. Now, for any viewers that are writing me saying, Roy, don't be so insulting. No, that's the name of the bracket. So there's the winner's bracket and there's the loser's bracket. And the way how the official tournaments are organized, those are the two bracket names. So, there we go. Sweet tea for you. He's probably sorting out his team. And same for Love Yen. I said your name correct, right? There we go. There we go. Infernape. I like that name. Sweet Toss. Alright. Anyways, there we go. There's Sweet Tea for You's Metagross and Lovelin's Infernape. Now, if this Metagross had Focus Sash, which I'm not too sure if it does, but if it does, then Metagross can maybe do Earthquake and knock out Infernape, implying that Infernape does not have Focus Sash either. Alright. But naturally, Infernape outspeeds the Metagross. In fact, let me look up Infernape's base speed. Infernape's base speed is 108. And for context, there we go. Mininchao's base speed is 105, like we saw a glance of it a little earlier. But there we go. So this Infernape is faster, naturally. It's faster than Garchomp too. So, let's see. Can Garchomp... Well, better question. Does this Garchomp have a Focus Sash? Because if it does, then Sweet Tea for You can be able to weather Infernape's punishment. I've seen Infernape knock out Garchomps before, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but it is possible. Alright. Alright. Loverin's prediction. Earthquake. Now, I'm not too sure if this Garchomp is Choice Scarf or not. If this Garchomp is Choice Scarf, then this Garchomp may switch. Either that or Sweet Tea for You probably wants to avoid a Will-O-Wisp. Alright. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. That's a perfect play. Alright. Now, I'm not too sure if this Conch is a bulk up Conch or if this Conch is a Flame Orb Sweeper. There are even some Conch variants that carry close combat. In fact, I covered that in the competitive analysis series with Roadie Walk on... Well, actually, I think it was the second episode of the competitive analysis series, Conkeldurr. If you're interested in making a Conkeldurr build, then feel free to watch the Roy Rogers News channel on that. Alright. Thank you, Road, for your insightful commentary about Conkeldurr. And Ice Punch is one of the many moves you can run on Conch. You can also run Thunder Punch, you can run Rock Blast, you can run Stone Edge. There are a lot of different moves you can run on Conch. Conch, you can be creative, but you just have to stick with the physical attack stat. But as long as you do that, you can be creative in however you want to run Conch. Starmie, my most recent competitive analysis episode. Man, I had a lot of fun covering Starmie. So, yeah, Starmie is actually one of the... Actually, it's the most recent one. It's a very last hazard removal Pokemon that I plan on covering in the competitive analysis series. Even though, I should note that fairly recently, as of the time of this taping, OU has turned Salamence from an all-rounder or a physical attacker into a defensive pivot with Defog. Kind of interesting how the meta evolves. Well, I mean, well then by that logic, then we would have to cover Dragonite having Defog. And I think there are much better Defoggers out there than... Hydreigon can run Defog. Togekiss can run Defog. Are they really good in that particular department? I don't know, like I said, I have a little bit of some trouble recommending those particular Defoggers personally, But yeah, but Salamence I would say is a little bit better to recommend because it does have the ability to intimidate. So it does have some sense of safety to it compared to the other dragons. Alright, anyways. So there we go. There's a second knockout. Jellicent is really doing a number on the Sweet Tea for You's party here. Now, is this Starmie a coverage Starmie? The Starmie that Sweet Tea for You has? Does that Starmie have Thunderbolt? If so, then Starmie might be the lifeline that could save Sweet Tea for You. And that implies that the Tyranitar doesn't pop in. And also implying that this Tyranitar is not a Pursuit Tyranitar. Or that Rotom-Mow is going to be really painful for Starmie. So, yeah. There's Tyranitar. Ah, Life Orb Starmie. Alright. There are plenty of variants you can run with Starmie. But what I'm going to say is that Starmie is a very expensive tool to use. Very expensive. Alright, Sweet Tea for You won the Hacks Lottery and has hit the freeze on the Tyranitar. Now, something tells me that Lovren is probably going to switch into Excadrill at some point. Alright, this is going to give Sweet Tea for You some extra time. Now he could probably do Sword Stance here and set that up a little bit while he's waiting on a switch. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright. Sweet Tea for You does a Sword Stance. Now, question. Does this Scizor have superpower to round out Excadrill? Because, here's the thing. Excadrill, unless Excadrill crits, or very unlikely that Excadrill has Choice Band, unless those are the scenarios, yeah. Excadrill's not going to be knocking out in one hit. There we go. It won't be knocking out in one hit. There we go. Perfect! And that's going to be a... Yep, that's going to be a KO. So, that Scizor is still +1, because Superpower lowers down attack and defense by -1. Sword Stance increases your attack stat by +2. So there we go. So, Scizor is still +1 in attack. Alright, Extreme Speed. Extreme Speed, I think it's +5. Yep. +5, so... I think it's more priority than a Bullet Punch, if I recall. Alright. Now, is there a way to handle Dragonite? Well, yeah, that implies Starmie can utilize me. Or Salamence. Or Salamence. Salamence is a good way to handle Dragonite, too. Alright. What I like about Inner Focus, Dragonite's Inner Focus, is that Salamance's Intimidate has no effect on Dragonite. Yeah, but out of all the dragons, I would say Salamence is probably the safest one to run Defog on. Ooh. Whoa. Offensive Salamence. I haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, when I see Salamence, it's usually more of a defensive pivot. Call me old-fashioned, but when I was fighting PvP earlier, I don't know why, my mind just wanted to do Will-O-Wisp on the Salamence. Even though Salamence people run it defensively now, and Salamence Toxic me. But I don't know, I just wanted to Will-O-Wisp Salamence because I'm so used to Salamence having physical attacks. Or Salamence being mixed, but now that role is awarded to Garchomp, so yeah. Man, have the times changed. Alright. Do I have a question? Let's see. I was thinking about Salamence. Does Salamence have the move that I'm thinking it does? Oh man, Salamence is an FGO Bell. Wait. Salamence has Hyper Voice? You can learn it via tutor? Alright. Well, I found another PvE Pokemon, just in case anybody's interested in a Salamence. Even though I would highly recommend Teddiursa for PvE if you can afford it. But just in case you ever like your Salamence, you can always run it that way too. Salamence can be great mixed. Alright. Anyways. Oh yeah, fun fact. Did you know Salamance's special attack is 10 points higher than Starmie? Starmie has a special attack stat of 100. Salamence has a special attack stat of 110. The only difference is that Starmie can use its special attack stat a little better than Salamence can use it. So that's the only difference between Starmie and Salamence, and the fact that Starmie is faster, which does allow it to attack first, which matters in a lot of scenarios. And the only two Pokemon that are faster than Starmie are Weavile and Jolteon, and some Pokemon with Choice Scarf. But other than those exceptions, Starmie is very fast. So, yeah, not to mention Starmie has access to Rapid Spin, and if you use Rapid Spin once, that means that you can be able to boost your speed by +1, and then you can outspeed even Jolteon, which is quite deadly. Anyways, just thought I would note that. And that's implying that your Starmie is a timid nature and you max the speed EV, which you should be doing for most Starmie builds. Alright. And just in case you want to divert from the max speed EVs, reference the Starmie competitive analysis video that I made. Pachima came up with really excellent sets for Starmie. I credit him for a lot of the builds for Starmie, so thank you, Pachima, for getting those builds put together for me. Alright. So, there we go. Alright, let's go ahead and see what is happening here. So Sweet Tea for you is probably thinking here about what he wants to do. Does he want to... I guess the question that he's probably asking is, do I want to sack the Salamence? Do I want to sack the Garchomp? Or do I want to sack the Starmie? And this Moromo has... Alright. So the answer is that he probably wants to... Alright, so he's gonna let Salamence go. Now, is this Mance mixed? I mean, it can be. If it has Draco Meteor, then I think it'd be a great time to use it. There we go. Perfect. Oh! Man, this Salamence is giving me some deja vu. I have not seen a physical attacking Salamence in quite a while. Man. I remember back when these things used to be more common than they are right now. No question. Does Starmie have Thunderbolt? That's the big question that could be the factor in this match. But I'm going to say this, as of right now, Sweet Tea for You looks like he's in a little bit of a pickle, but I think he can be able to squirm out of this. I've seen Sweet Tea for You in similar situations in the past, and I think he could be able to squirm out of this. Let's see what Sweet Tea for You does. I mean, that Jellicent has a chance at Will-O-Wisp. Now, if I were Loverin, I would switch into Rotom-Mow. But, yeah. Sweet Tea for You, he's probably thinking a lot. There we go. He does not want to risk Rotom-Mow to come in. But the good news is that Jellicent is down. Alright, Infernape is faster than Garchomp, but the real question is, can Sweet Tea for You have an edge against Infernape? That's the big question. Sweet Tea for You saw that hidden power coming. Now, can this Starmie recover? Also, another question. Does Infernape have Mach Punch? Okay, now if I were Loverin, I would anticipate for Earthquake to occur. But that'd be if I were Loverin, yes. So, let's see what's gonna happen. There we go. Sweet Tea for You predicted the Rotom. So now everything is grounded. Everything is grounded. Which is great news for Sweet Tea for You. So that means he can go into Starmie, let Starmie get knocked out, and then for the rest of the fight he can spam Earthquake, implying that he is Choice Scarf. If he's not Choice Scarf, then he can be in a world of hurt. Unless he's able to knock out Infernape, which he is! Alright! The reason why I was concerned was because there are some Infernape variants that are fully invested in special attack. So that's why I was a bit concerned, but Sweet Tea for You was able to pull that off, and he was able to pull up a win, and he has won the loser's bracket. So now he's going to have to fight GB Weed for the finals match. When you're back, please stay tuned to the Roy Rogers News channel for further tournament coverage. Alright, we are back for the final match. GB Weed versus Sweet Tea for You for the final match. Good luck to both of you. Alright, let's see. So GB Weed and Sweet Tea for You, well, I should say that Sweet Tea for You is starting off on a bit of an offensive grounding, while GB Weed is starting a bit more of a offense/Wally stance. That's kind of a well-rounded stance. Alright, so Sweet Tea for You is going all offense. Let's see who's going to win. Let the fight commence. There we go. Grass knot, huh? Alright. And now Starmie could surf, or, well, I think Starmie could do Rapid Spin to boost the speed a little bit. Let's see here. I just had my morning drink, so I should be a little bit more energetic now. Alright. So Starmie probably is going to be doing Rapid Spin here for that speed boost, if it has Rapid Spin. If not, then Starmie can use Surf and knock out Infernape there. Alright. Let's see. Sweet Tea for You is probably punching in the calculations. Are we thinking, should I switch? Who should I go into? Alright. Ah! Breloom's coming in for the play. Let's see here. Although, I don't think Breloom can stick around because of one reason. Well, two reasons. Either Starmie has Psychic or Starmie has Ice Beam. One of those two moves is pretty dangerous for Breloom to stay in. As I mentioned in my Breloom competitive analysis, Breloom doesn't want to stick around while Starmie is staring at it, so I predict that Breloom is probably going to switch into something, or else Breloom can risk its very life. Alright. In fact, let me go ahead and pop up Breloom's special defense. So Breloom has a special defense of 60. And with that being said, I don't think that Breloom wants to risk its life. Maybe it might, but I doubt it. I doubt that Breloom wants to risk its life by sticking around in the fight. Alright. Sweet Tea for You has just risked Breloom's life. Now, Starmie... I'm not sure if Starmie is Choice Scarf or Choice Specs. Alright, this is probably a Spec Starmie. Now, let's see what this Rotom has in store. Does this Rotom have Hex? It probably does. And Sweet Tea for You sees Hex coming too, so there we go. So Metagross was able to take that. Let's see, can Metagross be able to retaliate? Or do you think that Sweet Tea for You is probably going to predict the Will-O-Wisp from Rotom? Because most regular Rotom variants have Will-O-Wisp. If Rotom has Hex, it likely has Will-O-Wisp. There we go, perfect. Huh. Alright. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Ooh-wee. And now Rotom is susceptible to Earthquake. So, there we go. Rotom is now susceptible to an Earthquake. Alright. I should do a competitive analysis on Metagross sometime. Yeah, Metagross is quite an interesting tool. Yep, there we go. Might be wondering, like, how come Rotom was able, or how come Metagross was able to use Earthquake on Rotom? That is because the Iron Ball, hence the reason why I mentioned in the competitive analysis, every time I read the Pokemon summary, I like to say Iron Ball or some sort of weird scenario. This is why, because you never know what your opponent's going to do to you. So that's why I like to mention all the scenarios that could happen when I do these competitive analysis videos. So, there we go. There we go. Stealth Rock. Okay. Something tells me that Sweet Tea for You is probably going to be doing Overheat. Well, I mean, what I'm going to say here is that Infernape probably is not going to switch because, well, I would say the main reasoning is that Infernape, since it's at low health anyways, I think Sweet Tea for You would like to squeeze the last bit of usefulness in terms of that particular Infernape. There we go. And plus Infernape has the Blaze ability, so why not take advantage of it? Alright. So now that Rotom... And Rotom, by the way, Rotom is the very first knockout on GB-Weed's side. And now GB-Weed is really upping up the ante. He's upping the ante up just a little bit. Ah, GB-Weed's anticipating a hit, but Sweet Tea for You is not going to be doing a hit. Instead, I think that Breloom is probably... He's probably going to either do a Spore, or he's probably going to be doing a Seed Bomb. If he has Seed Bomb. If Sweet Tea for You doesn't have Seed Bomb, then... Yeah. There we go. Probably Spore. There we go. Most Breloom users like to use Spore as kind of like a safety thing. I know when I use Breloom in my PvP fights, I like to click Spore usually. But that's just me. Now, Infernape is likely to switch out, if I had to guess. But that Starmie that we saw earlier, that Starmie is probably either Choice Specs or Choice Scarf, since that Starmie didn't want to do any other move against Breloom. There we go, there's Togekiss. Alright. Big question, who's faster, Breloom or Togekiss? Okay, so Togekiss's base speed is 80, so Togekiss is faster, implying that Togekiss is a plus speed nature and max speed. Well, also, Breloom oftentimes runs Adamant. Well, actually, let me go and rephrase that. Breloom needs to run Adamant because of Jellicent. So, yeah. So, Togekiss has the speed advantage. Alright. Very likely, Rotom Wash is probably going to do either Volt Switch, or it could do Discharge or Hydro Pump, probably to finish off Togekiss, or even do Defog in predicting a switch. So all the hazards are removed. GB-Weed's probably thinking of all his options. There we go. Question. Is that Rotom a Choice Scarf, or is that Rotom a Lefties? Alright, it is probably has a Choice Scarf. Alright. And Sweet Tea for You just sacked his Infernape, probably for scouting reasons. So there we go. So now, Breloom's gonna pop in. Now Breloom, I This Infernape's asleep, isn't it? Alright. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. Nice crit on the Ice Fang. But Breloom is probably going to be doing another bulk up. Or Sweet Tea for you could do Drain Punch. You can see how much health you can sap away. Ooh. There we go. I anticipate Starmie. Starmie arrives right in time. Now this Starmie is probably either a Choice Specs or a Choice Scarf. And Breloom, unless it has Mach Punch, cannot be faster than Starmie. Even if Starmie didn't have a choice item, Breloom can't be faster than Starmie. But as of right now, Sweet Tea for you, he has the advantage. He has the advantage right here. Ooh! This is the Trick Starmie. Alright. Nice. Whoa! And now Starmie has lefties. And now we have Rotom, which probably has a Choice Scarf. If that's Sweet Tea for you's first choice, then very likely this Starmie, or sorry, that this Rotom might have a Choice Scarf. Alright. Let's see here. Alright, so this Rotom is probably going to switch, because this Rotom needs to switch, because it can't do anything. So, let's see what Rotom Wash switches it to. Probably, yeah. Gengar. Nice. Nice choice. There we go. Nice choice. Nice choice. So, Hippowdon has... Very likely Hippowdon has Earthquake. So Gengar's on the way out. Gengar would like to do Shadow Ball here. There we go. So now we have probably Breloom. Breloom's probably going to come out. I mean... I don't know. I'm not too sure if Sweet Tea for you really wants to do Garchomp, because the issue is that Hippo has Ice Fang. Alright. Sweet Tea for you is willing to take the risk. Alright. If I had to guess, Sweet Tea for you is probably betting on Sandvale activating, so that way, say Garchomp. There we go. But all right, Garchomp survived one Ice Fang. All right, that is awesome. So now, let's see what's going to happen here. Not too sure if that's... Unless GB wants to use Infernape as a pivot, so that way he can go into Starmie, and then Starmie could be able to do Ice Beam, since Starmie is very likely... well, Starmie has lefties now, but, you know... But Starmie is faster than Garchomp, assuming that Garchomp is not Choice Scarf. And... yeah, this Starmie, we know that it has Surf. We know that it... There we go, Psyshock. There we go. And the fourth move on Starmie is probably... The fourth move on Starmie is probably another coverage move. Alright. Now, I think that GB Wii is probably going to switch Starmie into Ferrothorn, if I had to guess. There we go. Yeah, because Ferrothorn is a pretty well-rounded Pokemon to be able to take on Rotom's punishment. This is a perfect opportunity for Breloom to shine here. This match is just calling upon Breloom right now. Ooh, Sweet Tea for You predicted Starmie coming in. And in so doing, Sweet Tea for You knocked out that Starmie. Whoa! Wait, Bodos? That Ferrothorn has Bodos? Yep, it did. How I knew is because I saw the Levitate system message. I was like, hey, what? Oh, okay. Yo, just in case you want to surprise a Magnezone, that's a good way to do it. Is by running Bodos on Ferrothorn. I don't think GB Weed wants to pop in Hippowdon against Rotomosh specifically because of the fact that Hydro Pump is going to hurt. Alright. And Sweet Tea for You has won the bracket here. So Sweet Tea for You made a comeback, but my assumption is that we're going to have to watch one more fight, and then after we watch that one more fight, then we can be able to sign off. So we're going to be right back. Please stay tuned to the Roy Rogers News channel for further tournament coverage. Alright, we are back for the double elimination. Since Sweet Tea for You won the loser's bracket, that means that GB Weed has to fight again in the finals match. So there we go. So now, whoever wins is going to win the first choice in Shiny Prize and an RP prize to match with that Shiny Prize. Alright, now let's go ahead and see this fight commence, shall we? Alright. As a reminder, please write in the comments section as to what Pokemon you would like for me to do a competitive analysis on. Write a comment down, comment section below. I can try to get a hold of a proofreader, and then I can get the script straightened out. Alright. There we go. There's Hydreigon. If I were Hydreigon, a Hydreigon would have to run away right away. Hydreigon would have to run away before it gets close combated in the face. Ah, it's gonna be so hard. Because Mienshau's speed is 105 and Hydreigon's base speed is 98. Alright. There we go, and there's U-turn. Mienshau's probably gonna... Well, actually, no, Mienshao has to switch. If I were Sweet Tea Fury, I'd probably go into Scizor if Scizor has either Bullet Punch or Pursuit. I'd probably go into Scizor, but that's just me. Unless Sweet Tea for You would like to go into another option, which is probably better than Scizor. Now, there are some Gengar variants with Hidden Power Fire. There we go. There's Scizor. The second most popular Pokemon in OU right now. According to usage statistics. Yes. Oh, there we go. Well, just to let you know, Scizor did Bullet Punch. My apologies. Second most popular. There we go. I don't want to cover the match any longer. I just wanted to see the usage statistics for educational purposes. So, there we go. Alright. But if you were wondering what move Scizor did, it was Bullet Punch. Nice! Swords Dance, and with a combination of the Bullet Punch and the combination of Superpower. Now, if I were Scizor, I would probably go into the... I guess Scizor has done its job, but, you know, I would have saved Scizor, so I can use it as kind of a pivot against Hydreigon, but I guess for you has a plan for Hydreigon. I like to leave a lot of options open, but that's just me. But then again, Sweet Tea for You, he's probably setting up a win condition here, so keep an eye on that. I see a potential Earthquake here. But either Earthquake or probably Stealth Rock. I'm not sure if this Garchomp is the Stealth Rock variant or if it is a Choice Scarf variant. It might be the Stealth Rock variant. But yeah, if I were Garchomp, I would set up Stealth Rock. Because Volcarona hates Stealth Rock since it's 4 times weak to the rock type. So, yeah, in fact, if you are great with prediction, and if you want to run Breloom, there's a variant of Breloom that specifically targets Volcarona called the Volk Trap. But you have to be very good at prediction if you want to attempt to use the Volk Trap Breloom. Alright, anyways, my that little preface there. Now let's go ahead and continue with the match commentary. So, we have Hippowdon and Garchomp here. Now, as we all know, this Hippo is defensively invested, but the Garchomp here, I'm not sure if this Garchomp has rocks, GB Weed's probably calking what he wants to do here. But I don't think GB Weed's really sure as to what he wants to do yet. He's probably weighing his options. There we go. Does this Mininchao have Stone Edge? If it does, then that's a dead Volcarona. Because Volcarona's speed is not really that high without a Quiver Dance. I want to have the screen there. Oh? A Mininchao's base speed is faster. Okay, this probably tells us a lot about this Volcarona. Yeah, Mininchao's speed is base 105. This Volk is probably a Choice Scarf. So that's not supposed to happen. There we go. Well, it... Oh. Maybe that Mininchao is not speed natured. Alright. Yeah, Mininchao is faster than Volk. Yeah. Base speed is 100 on Volcarona. Mininchao is base speed 105. Huh. Alright. Anyways. If that's not a Choice Scarf, then that, then that Mininchao is probably not speed natured. Alright. Anyways. Looks like Sweet Tea for You has won the tournament here. So congratulations, Sweet Tea for You, on winning the shiny prize. Alright, congratulations. In fact, I have on my other screen, let me go and drag the bracket here. This is Sweet Tea for You's Ventures. So, Sweet Tea for You, let's go ahead and pop him over here. So Sweet Tea for You during the third round. He lost to Love Yen. However, this video shows that you do not need to give up. Sweet Tea for You then transferred over to the losers bracket, as you can see here, and Sweet Tea for You won the losers round 4, losers round 5, losers round 6, and then in the semifinals, GB Weed won here all the way through. But Sweet Tea for You not only won the finals, but Sweet Tea for You won the second finals. So congratulations, Sweet Tea for You, for your wonderful win. It's time for us to sign off of the program here. This is the Roy Rogers News Channel. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to our channel. Like the content that you see here. And this is the Roy Rogers News Channel signing off. Fast, accurate, unbiased. Roy Rogers News.